I'll be coming at you from this hotel today and tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, Chad will be filling in for me while I drive the long way back home. But today and tomorrow, you're going to see this lovely background. Sorry that it's not any better. Listen, let's get to the really not so great news, like the icky news first, and then we'll have more fun later on in the show. But first of all, we just do need to mention that there was this horrific bombing that took place at a fertility clinic in Palm Springs, California, and the psychopath that did it died in the bombing, as he expected to. He left behind some really creepy manifesto, and he is super anti-life. And I'm not talking pro-choice, I'm talking anti-life. So if you could read this, because
I'm gonna do the best I can. Okay. The bomber was Guy Edward Bartkus. He's part of the anti-natalist cult who believes that it's wrong to have more children. He reportedly left behind a site that says he's also an abolitionist vegan, an atheist who prefers Satan over God, if God is real, and an elfalist. Is that right? Is that right? An elfalist?
I mean, that's the right word. What it means.
What the hell is it? What the hell is an elfalist?
No idea.
He made multiple references to Reddit in his writing, and he believed that we need to sterilize the planet of the disease of life. Good Lord.
Wow.
His ideology absolutely hates pro-life people, and this was his attempt to kill as many babies as he could. God had other plans, though. Despite the bombing being felt over a mile away, all of the embryos at the facility survived. Bartkus was killed in his attempted attack. He also said, "I'm very against IVF. It's extremely wrong. These are people who are having kids after they've sat there and thought about it. How much more stupid can it get?"
Wow.
Praise God that every baby survived this psycho. This anti-life garbage is directly related to the doomer fringe who believe life is immoral if it hurts the environment or planet in any way. It must be loudly and soundly rejected. Amen to that, Robbie Starbuck. Amen to that. Yeah. No, so this guy is in hell right now, looking up, going, "Oh crap!
It didn't work the way it was supposed to.
Didn't work. It's hot down here. Shit." That's what's happening to that guy.
That is exactly right. Exactly. And thankfully, I think a couple of people, other than the bomber, were hurt, but no one else was killed. All the babies survived. So that's the great news about that.
Yeah, God is good. You know what else is good? Look at me doing a transition like you. Is Bulwark Capital. And Zach, you guys, I love Zach so much. He's our financial guy. I just love him. He's really great because he's very communicative. I've had some in the past that are not. He is awesome. He is conservative. You can register for Bulwark Capital's free Tariff Edition webinar on May 22nd. That is this week at 3:30 Pacific. That is 5:30 Central. No. Yes, 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern. Sign up at knowyourriskradio.com. You should do it.
You really should.
You should totally do it. Also, you should check out our socials. You should do that. www.chicksontheright.com/links is where you can find all the chicks. and also subscribe to this podcast. Please do that if you haven't. That's where we can really use your support. All you got to do is just click. It's not a lot. Just takes a little click of a finger, and then tell your friends about it. That would be really helpful to us. So thank you very much for doing that.
And I've actually had a couple questions or seen a couple questions from folks wanting to know how to join insiders or locals. And that same website that Daisy mentioned, chicksontheright.com/links, has links to both of those groups. Make sure, especially for insiders, I don't know why this is, but sometimes people have trouble joining from a phone. You need to be on a laptop or a desktop or whatever for it to work. I don't know why, but that seems to be the way that is. So just make sure that you're on a laptop or desktop before you try joining either one of those groups. All right. So when we left you on Friday, a lot of stuff happened like almost immediately after the show. One of the things that happened was that the audio of the Hur report, the interview with Biden that was so talked about forever, that that what is it? Robert Hur? I think it's Robert Hur.
Yeah, Robert Hur, Hur, Hur.
Yeah,
like Ben Hur.
He's the one that said that Biden was like a a forgetful old gentleman, but that he wasn't
Mhm.
going to put him in front of a jury because the jury would just feel sorry for him and it wouldn't get anywhere, et cetera, et cetera. And then for a long
Right.
time, Republicans were like, we need to hear what you heard. And of course, Biden refused to release the audio tapes because he knew how bad it would make him look. And instead, he and Kamala and all kinds of other Democrats, roundly just dragged Robert Hur through the mud. And the guy did his job. He did his job and he did it really well. And the fact that his name got dragged through the mud for telling the truth is just so typical Democrat disgusting behavior. And obviously we're going to get to the bigger news about Joe Biden's health that came out yesterday in just a minute, but we're starting backwards. We're kind of rewinding to Friday. And so, there was a lot of chatter about the audio coming out. I don't know if you guys heard it. It was painful. You're going to hear a little snippet of it in this Fox News clip, but it was painful to listen to. Here's some reaction.
Reaction to this. This is part of that audio that we've been listening to today. This is tough to listen to if you are a believer in democracy. You believe this country should be run by a competent president, a commander-in-chief. It doesn't sound terribly good for the former president. Listen to this.
This is what, 2017, 18, that area?
Yes, sir.
Remember, in this time frame, my son is either been deployed or is dying. There's even reference that I don't remember when my son died. How in the hell dare he raise that? I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing.
I don't care who you are. It's tough to hear.
It's tough to hear, and it's very hard to listen to. But at the same time, when you piece these together and run them side by side, Joe Biden is lashing out at her for bringing this up. The audio reveals her wasn't the one who brought up Beau Biden. That was Joe Biden himself.
That's right.
So the audio is troubling, but Biden's reaction to it, now knowing everything we knew about it, or we know about it, is so much more problematic. And then the fact that staffers, Jill Biden, the family, continued to push him for another run for the White House. And I think that that's where Congress is going to come in and ask some serious questions.
Glad you.
I'm not troubled by it. I'm pissed off.
Yeah, everybody should be pissed off.
I'm not like, they're so like, I'm so troubled by it. It's so disturbing. F
It's
that.
so
I'm
hard to
pissed.
listen to. It's really
It's
not
hard.
It's
hard.
It's what we all knew.
Right.
all
I'm
knew
not like, I'm not finding it. I'm not struggling with this, emotionally. I'm pissed off because these people are supposed to be in charge.
Mhm.
I put them, I didn't vote for the guy, but he's in charge and he's not in charge.
No.
There are other people in charge. There are other people. So you guys preach to me about democracy and talk about an oligarchy. Holy crap.
Right? Oh my gosh. And that's a great point, especially when you consider how much that inner circle did to cover up what they clearly knew was wrong with him. And that just scratches the surface because as of yesterday, we know there's a lot more wrong with him.
Yeah.
But just as a flashback, listen to what Kamala said about Robert Hur's report and like her faux anger is just even more disgusting to watch now.
Former prosecutor. The comments that were made by that prosecutor, gratuitous, inaccurate, and inappropriate. The way that the president's demeanor in that report was characterized could not be more wrong on the facts and clearly politically motivated.
Shut up.
Gratuitous.
God, just shut
And
up.
so I will say that when it comes to the role and responsibility of a prosecutor in a situation like that, we should expect that there would be a higher level of integrity than what we saw.
Oh my God. How dare you, lady? Everything that comes out of these people's faces is just lies. Constant lies.
They cannot be allowed to live this down. Like this story is not going to go away because we shouldn't let it go away.
This is like one of the biggest scandals in American history.
Mhm.
What happened with Biden and how they tried to cover it up. And you mentioned that it was, the circle around him. It wasn't just the circle around him. It like permeated into the media. And like, there were so many people in on this. I saw a thing yesterday. I don't know if you have it or not. There's a there's probably plenty of them, all sorts of montages, just the media.
Oh, yeah.
The media just covering for this guy. And then now they're all like, oh God. I mean, it's like, it's just terrible. What happened?
Right. And they're trying to blame it on the inner circle. And we have a clip later to play of Van Jones where I was just like, you got to be freaking kidding me with this stuff.
It's insane. Yeah, they all did it. They all were in on the lie, and they all lied for him. They were delighted to do it. They would have been delighted to have him in office for a second term. They all suck. And yeah, they all need to be held accountable.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And you mentioned that this is like one of the biggest cover-ups in history, and it absolutely is. But speaking of history, can you show everybody the PragerU.com/chicks trailblazers experience? Look at these fun books. So this is something that is it's a 7-book biographical series that really brings history to life about so many important people from history. I think that's the Davy Crockett one.
It is Davy Crockett.
Yeah. So the Davy Crockett one, it's got all kinds of like maps and little interactive little question and answer things, just lots and lots of tidbits written in a way that brings history to life for your kids, for your grandkids. And the Davy Crockett one is you can download a free copy of it for absolutely free. So you can check it out online. And then if you like it, you can get the whole series simply by going to PragerU.com/chicks. And so this is, again, it's a 7-part book series. It's especially for young readers and their families. And it's written in like a movie type style with like all kinds of suspense and drama, which is really, really cool. I love that they've done this. This is like, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that kids, I loved when Rush Limbaugh had his series of books for kids with history. This is adding to that. So get your free copy, check it out, and then get the whole trailblazing experience. Again, it's at PragerU.com/chicks. Do it. President Trump reacted to the Robert Hur audio on Friday, and here is what he said.
People that are 89, 90, 92, 93 years old that are literally perfect. But Joe was not one of them. And they did a lot of hiding. They were really playing games. And, you can't do that. Our country's at stake. You see, even a thing like this, there's so many decisions for billions and billions, but then you have even more important decisions. You have decisions for life. And you can't have a man in that condition. And everybody was holding back, including the press, including the media.
What kills me is they always think that this stuff is not going to come out, that the truth is not going to come to light. This is what a lot of Democrats, I mean, like Kamala talking about, that the conversation, the interview, and how he was treated the way he was treated. It's like, do you not understand that like eventually that tape will come out? We're going to see the truth, and we're going to see you being faced with the truth. And everybody's going to see that you guys are a bunch of freaking liars.
Yeah. And we're not going to forget.
Right.
We're not forgetting it.
And it's like, if you could lie about that, which is such an important thing, it's a monumental thing. What else are you lying about, lady? They're all liars.
All liars. It's absolutely ridiculous. And so then all of a sudden yesterday, news broke that Joe Biden is suffering from an aggressive form of prostate cancer. And just immediately I was like, this is so freaking sketch. Not that I don't wish him well. Obviously I wish him a full recovery, but this timing is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And they're trying to say, they're trying to say he found out about this aggressive form of prostate cancer on Friday, which just happens to be the day that the audio came out. And even Brian Stelter was like, this is just incredible, extraordinary timing. So here he is talking about the diagnosis and the timing of the diagnosis on CNN.
One element of the timing here. And then you have, as you and Paul just acknowledged, this book coming out, one of the biggest political books in several years. Take out our colleague Jake Tapper for a second. This book, no matter where it was coming from, was going to be a very big blockbuster book. And it just so happens two of the best reporters in Washington, Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson, are the authors of it. It's already a bestseller based on the number of pre-orders. And so this book comes out in 2 days, but some of the excerpts have already come out, and it's reignited this debate in Washington and beyond within the Democratic Party about Biden, about whether he should have run for re-election at all. So it seems to me, Jessica, this debate doesn't end at all, but it is briefly put on pause as a result of today's news.
Nope, it's not. It's not put on pause. We're not pausing.
Right.
No.
And nobody's pausing at
No.
all. They want us to pause, but stage 4 prostate cancer that has reached your bones does not happen overnight, especially when you have doctors looking at you as the president of the United States, the way that they look at a POTUS. He has the best doctors that money can buy, that we can buy him. So you guys, I don't buy this. And based on the lies, I'm sorry, you can't blame me. They've lied to me. How many times? A gajillion times. So I'm not believing this one. I'm just not.
Well, and then there was this, I totally forgotten about this clip, but there was this clip that was making the rounds after this news broke yesterday of Biden in 2022. What was reported at the time was a slip up where he says, I and many others have cancer. Like 3 years ago, he said this, and everybody at the time was like, oh, he just misspoke. Oh, that was just like a Biden slip up. But now it's making the rounds again. Like maybe he did know way back when. Here is that clip.
As people really absorb this, hopefully just in a human way first. Brian Stelter, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
And because it was a 4-lane highway that was accessible, my mother drove us, and rather than us be able to walk. And guess what? The first frost, you know what was happening? You had to put on your windshield wipers to get literally the oil slick off the window. That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer. And why can't, for the longest time, Delaware had the highest cancer rate in the nation.
I totally remember that. Don't you remember that?
I mean, I didn't until yesterday, and I saw that floating around. I was like, oh my God, that's right.
I remember talking about that and being like, he's just senile, you know?
Yeah. But I don't know. And because to your point, and many others on Twitter were saying this too, Dr. Stephen Quay said prostate cancer is the easiest cancer to diagnose when it first starts and to watch it progress to bone metastases. The PSA blood test shows the rate of cancer cell growth. For even with the most aggressive form, it is a 5 to 7 year journey without treatment before it becomes metastatic, meaning it would be malpractice for this patient to show up and be first diagnosed with metastatic disease in May of 2025. It is highly likely he was carrying a diagnosis of prostate cancer throughout his White House tenure, and the American people were uninformed,
and
as we were about so much.
Right. And would that surprise you if we were uninformed?
Not
Is anybody
at all.
surprised by that? Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what happened. At least in my, that's what I think happened. There's no way that he got a stage 4 cancer diagnosis last week.
Yeah, it seems absolutely unthinkable. Another tweet, stage 4 prostate cancer with bone metastasis does not evolve in 4 months, not biologically, not medically, not structurally. This level of progression almost always indicates years of undiagnosed advancement, not a sudden escalation. So we're left with 2 options. 1, the truth was hidden for years and the system protected the illusion of stability. And 2, the announcement is being timed for reasons unrelated to health transparency, political, strategic, reflexive. In either case, we are not looking at a medical event. We're looking at a managed narrative fracture.
Which is gross.
Yeah. And it's even grosser that people are trying to say, oh, well, because of this now, we can't really talk about his mental decline. That's exactly what David Axelrod is trying to say, saying that conversations about his mental acuity, quote, should be more muted and set aside for now as he's struggling through this.
No, you don't get to do that. No, absolutely not.
That's why Peter Hassan said using the cancer diagnosis to kill questions about his mental acuity is only going to raise more questions about the timing of the cancer diagnosis, which is, of course, exactly right.
Which is just, it's crazy to me. Who are you if you're like holding onto a cancer card until you need it?
Well, or what if he didn't know and this was kept from him? Because to me, like the White House doctor who took care of him should be jailed if he allowed this to and then he told reporters, oh no, he's fine, everything's fine, here's his clean bill of health. That guy should be in jail.
I feel like he knew. I feel like Joe Biden knew, Miriam. I feel like he knew,
and knows anything.
I feel like he knew, but he is, listen, he has dementia, but I feel if anybody should be jailed, it should be Jill Biden.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Jill Biden is the one that should be jailed for all this shit. Can you imagine your husband having this diagnosis or going through all this stuff and still being like, yeah, he's going to run?
God. It's
Like,
just amazing.
It's gross. The absolute, like, just grasping of power. Like, she just wants that. She's so hungry for power. It's so gross. That whole family is disgusting.
Well, and I'm so disappointed in Van Jones too, because when he was talking about this, I think it was even Jake Tapper who had him and Axelrod on the show. And Jake Tapper was like, Van, I just remember you being so emotional after the debate between Biden and Trump. And, you just didn't see this coming. And Van is still going with that no one could have known how bad Biden was until the debate. And it's just such nonsense. And I couldn't believe this was Van, but here's Van Jones.
Wow. Van, I remember how emotional you were in the immediate moments after the June 27th, 2024 debate because of what you saw on the stage. And with all this new reporting coming out, and I should disclose that I gave both of you copies of the book so you would have a little bit more information. Do you feel like you were duped, Van?
Thanks,
how do you feel?
Duped? Oh my God.
I know.
First, this book is extraordinary.
Oh my God.
I don't care who you are, left, right, or otherwise.
Okay.
Anybody who cares about this country and about just the dynamics of power, this is the emperor's new clothes playing itself out in real time. Everybody knew, but everyone was afraid to say, except for David Axelrod, for 2 years, that something was wrong here. And so, I was shocked. I love Joe Biden. I don't like him. I love him. I got a chance to work with him when I was a part of the Obama administration and loved him more every day. I was shocked to see his condition when he came out, and so was the world.
No, we weren't.
That wasn't the first time he was in that condition. The book makes it very, very clear. There are people who
it's like a promo for the book.
Said nothing.
I hate these people.
That is a crime against this republic, and I think the Democrats are going to pay for a long time for being a part of what is now being revealed to be a massive cover-up.
Yep.
Yeah, you should pay for it for a long time. We weren't shocked. We were talking. Hi, it's
I
us.
know.
We were talking about it for years. We were talking about it, as were a gajillion other conservatives. And you guys demonized us for that completely. Jake Tapper did it to Laura Trump. We all watched it. Oh my God, you're such a terrible person. How dare you say that? Dude, if you have eyeballs, you can see it. Oh, what the F?
I know. And then there's like Democrat congressmen who are trying to say, well, I didn't know because I didn't spend any time with him. Did you not watch television?
Right. Do you not
I didn't spend any time with him. I never spent time with him.
We don't want to. We don't want to get sniffed. You think we want that? No. But we know that he's suffering from dementia. It doesn't take much to understand that. I swear. It's unbelievable. And then he's like, the whole time during that conversation, he's like, you should buy the book.
Right. It's
really
an amazing book.
It
So amazing.
Seriously, a book ad. Shut up, Van Jones.
Can you talk about dogs for a minute?
Shall we talk about dogs? You guys, I gave them both baths this weekend, my dogs, which Theo now, I will say, he was a hot mess when he first came to us. But we have a walk-in shower. It's a very unfancy walk-in shower in our master bedroom. And I'll walk in there, turn the water on, and Theo walks right in. He's like, I'm ready for my rubbing, Mom. And I use this stuff, which is fantastic. He loves it. And then I use this stuff maybe not every day, but like every other day. It's the daily preventative powder. I wish you could feel him. I wish everybody here could feel Theo because of coat defense. He is like a teddy bear. He's so soft. And he smells good like at least 3 out of 7 days of the week because he goes outside and rolls in crap. But it's all because of Coat Defense. You guys can go to coatdefense.com, use code CHICK, save 15% off. They have the best stuff. They have balm for their little toe beans. They have paste when they get hot spots. We use all of it, every single thing in the line. I mean, humans can use it too. You can use it on humans. It's all like just natural stuff.
Super non-toxic.
Yeah.
And you can actually, for dogs too, you can use it like as a dry shampoo almost, and just keep them smelling really, really good.
Yeah. This stuff is great. You can put it on their bed. You can put it on them. It's just the greatest stuff ever. So definitely check it out. Coat Defense. Visit coatdefense.com. Use code CHICK. Save 15% off. Do it.
Your entire order, you guys.
I wish you could feel him. He's so fuzzy.
All right. Let's talk about the big, beautiful bill. I think that it finally got passed out of committee last night, if I'm not mistaken. But Trump was he's getting pretty anxious about it. Could you please read his tweet?
Republicans must unite behind the one big, beautiful bill. Not only does it cut taxes for all Americans, but it will kick millions of illegal aliens off of Medicaid to protect it for those who are the ones in real need. Yes. The country will suffer greatly without this legislation, with their taxes going up 65%. It will be blamed on the Democrats, but that doesn't help our voters. We don't need grandstanders in the Republican Party. Stop talking and get it done. It is time to fix the mess that Biden and the Democrats gave us. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I think it's great.
You know how much I love that last line. Just love it. He did not, however, include it on another tweet that he put out over the weekend, which was very, very important, as you'll see right here.
Has anyone noticed that since I said I hate Taylor Swift, she's no longer hot? I think he wasn't talking about her appearance. He was talking about hot, like popular. And I think she's actually just dropped out of the public eye a lot because she's tired.
Well, her tour's over. I mean, it was an exhausting, long tour. She's just trying to hang out with Travis and stay out of the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni drama. So yeah, I mean, she's
just hanging out, sitting on her stacks and stacks of cash. That's what she's doing.
Not a bad life if you can get it.
No, not a bad life.
Trump also had a call with Edan, the hostage from the Israeli hostage, Israeli American hostage who was released thanks to Trump. And Trump called him, and so we've got the call. I don't think Trump realized that there were all kinds of cameras and reporters in the room with him, because there's a moment where he actually says, "Hey, can you talk? Can you talk candidly?" And the dude's like, I have like a whole bunch of people here. Anyway, here is the moment that they spoke on the phone.
Mr. President.
I'm very nervous talking to you, Edan, because you're a much bigger celebrity than I am. Edan is the hottest celebrity in the world right now. So
That's crazy.
But that's no way to become a celebrity, right? We'll do it a different way the next time for you.
Crazy.
Well, we're very honored. Well, it's crazy.
Just because of you, I'm here. You're the only reason I'm here. You saved my life.
Honestly, you saved my life. How was it? Are you free to talk a little bit?
I'm on speaker and there's a bunch of cameras. So. I don't really know.
I just wanted to ask. There are going to be cameras around you for a while, if that's okay.
Yeah, no.
But the press has been very fair to you, I must say. And it's been really, it's been an amazing journey. You know, for a while we thought we lost you, actually. A lot of people thought you were not around anymore. There was a period of time.
Yeah, no.
Just really honored, and you're an American, and we love you, and we're going to take good care of you, and your parents are incredible. I saw your mother. She was pushing me around a little bit. She was putting a lot of pressure on me.
Like a good mom.
We had to pretend.
Like a Jewish mom.
That's cute. God bless him.
I know. I can't even imagine. I can't. I don't want to imagine. I can't imagine. But yeah, I love that phone call. Also, do you remember? I guess it was Friday, maybe Thursday of last week. We showed some clips of Kash Patel on Capitol Hill in a hearing. And he was asked at some point, I think it was Senator Kennedy, who asked him, did Epstein kill himself? And Kash said yes. And we were all like, well, like maybe he has to say that that's the official FBI position, right? And we were all like, did he mean it? Does he personally think that? Well, he and Dan Bongino both are saying that is that when it comes to Epstein. And actually, they're saying that's that when it comes to a whole lot of stuff. Here's a clip of the two of them talking with Maria Bartiromo, firstly about Epstein.
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
He killed himself. You want me to?
I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
I know it's hard work.
Huh.
So I think they believe that.
I
or
mean,
they're saying they believe it. And I don't know why they would say it if they don't believe it.
right. They've seen the file. So
They've seen everything there is to see. And that is where they've landed, you know?
Well, I mean, they're going to let them land where they're going to land. I just want to see the files. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I don't care how he died. I honestly don't. I don't care if he killed himself or if somebody killed him. I don't care. I'm glad he's gone because he was like a scourge on humanity.
Yeah.
But it's nice that he's not on this earth anymore. But I would just like for all the people who surrounded him and enriched him to be held accountable. So can we see a list?
What I'm waiting for.
Maybe we could just see that. That'd be great. Thanks.
Well, they had, it was a pretty interesting interview with Maria, and we're going to show you a couple little more tidbits from it, but not before we remind you about this weekend. You guys, this weekend, it's Memorial Day weekend coming up. Like,
I cannot believe that.
I know. It's already happening. I don't know. It has literally snuck up out of, we just had Mother's Day.
You know what I mean? Christmas. I'm not prepared for. Okay.
I know, but you can be prepared. You can still get prepared with Omaha Steaks. So right now, you guys, they are having 50% off site-wide. Everybody grills for Memorial Day. This is like a given. And you want to grill the best, you're going to get yourself some Omaha Steaks from omahasteaks.com. So it's not only 50% off site-wide, but it's also an extra $35 off when you use promo code CHICKS at checkout. And I know, listen, they're famous, obviously, for their steaks. It's right there in the name. They've got great steaks, burgers, hot dogs, even desserts, sides, all of it. But they also have amazing seafood. So if you have not yet had a chance to try their seafood, highly, highly, highly recommend. Highly recommend. It's some of my favorites from Omaha Steaks. And of course, the 50% off site-wide applies to the seafood too. So check it out, omahasteaks.com. Don't forget to use code CHICKS to make sure that you get that extra $35 off. There is still time to get yourself prepared for Memorial Day weekend. omahasteaks.com.
Hey, I have a question for you.
Please.
Is Ron in the room right now?
No, he went to work.
Oh, he did? Okay. I was like, I was just going to say, hey, Ron. But he's gone.
No, because I woke him up so early. You know what I mean?
He's like, I might as well just go into the office. I'm going to the office.
I'm just going to go.
Okay.
So yeah, he went to work. All right. So back to Kash and Dan. They also talked about, and this was like breaking news, according to Kash Patel, that he had made a promise before he was confirmed that if confirmed, he was going to move the FBI out of the Hoover building. And he has confirmed that is happening. I heard on Fox News this morning that the building itself is so in such poor condition that there are worries that pieces of like cement and like concrete are going to rain down on people in the building at any moment. Like it's that bad. Like it's really, really bad. And so here is what they said about that.
Look, the FBI is 38,000 when we're fully manned, which we're not. In the National Capital Region, in the 50-mile radius around Washington, D.C., there were 11,000 FBI employees. That's like a third of the workforce. A third of the crime doesn't happen here. So we're taking 1,500 of those folks and moving them out. Every state's getting a plus up. And I think when we do things like that, we inspire folks in America to become intel analysts and agents and say, we want to go work at the FBI because we want to go fight violent crime and we want to get sent out into the country to do it. And that's what we're doing in the next 3, 6, 9 months. We're going to do that hard. And, you know, I didn't know that I was going to do this, but I'm going to announce it on your show anyway. This FBI is leaving the Hoover building because this building is unsafe for our workforce. And we want the workforce.
You just gave up a big nugget.
We want the American men and women to know, if you're going to come work at the premier law enforcement agency in the world, we're going to give you a building that's commensurate with that. And that's not this place.
Oh. Where's our money been going? We give these people.
I think it was going to investigate Trump.
I mean, my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. That pisses me off. We give these people so much effing money.
Mm-hmm.
So much. And then you got other agencies that are like spending what, 10 grand on a chair?
Right? Oh my God.
It just is infuriating. God, we need Doge to stay there for like 5 years.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not
it's
enough.
clearly they are the worst when it comes to managing money, and it sounds like that building is literally about to fall apart. So, I mean, I guess it's good
I don't
that they're
feel bad
leaving.
about it. It's not my fault. I didn't do it.
Well,
All I
but
did
to
was
his point, it should be decentralized more. Like they should be scattered
totally.
all over the place. You know what I
Agreed.
mean?
I agree with that. Absolutely. 100%. It shouldn't just be centralized in that one place. They need, because crime doesn't just happen there.
Right.
It does happen everywhere. And so they should be spread out. But at the same time, what are they doing with our money?
I know. It's a question that deserves answers. And I know a lot of people too have questions about the assassination attempts. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting to get like more information, more files about that. There's been all kinds of suspicion and sketchiness around that. But again, both Kash and Dan kind of put the kibosh on anything that seems suspicious or weird about the assassination attempts. Here's Dan talking about what they have uncovered about that so far.
Surprised at what you learned?
You know what, Maria? Kash is not kidding. We've been personally briefed extensively on every single detail, nugget, tendril of this case. One is actively in court right now, so out of respect for the case, it's probably more appropriate that I stay quiet on that. However, I'm not going to tell people what they want to hear. I'm going to tell you the truth, and whether you like it or not is up to you. If there was a big explosive there, right?
Elon called me.
Oh my gosh, I don't know why that cut off. I have no idea why that cut off, but essentially what he said is there is no there. If you've been waiting for some amazing, like unbelievable, explosive announcement or something that is going to just blow your socks off with respect to the assassination cases, you're going to be disappointed. There's nothing that you don't already know, essentially.
Well,
so
that's
I don't know.
disappointing.
Right.
That's totally
like,
disappointing.
It's crazy, right? Like I just did not expect that there would be no there. I thought there would be a there. You know?
I figured there'd be a there too.
And there's no there.
I think we're all expecting a there. We're all expecting an Epstein list. We're all expecting a lot of things and we haven't gotten it. So
now it's just weird because like, you know, when Dan was doing his Dan stuff, he was absolutely 100% about getting all of this exposed. And now he's in it and he's saying, no, there's nothing to expose.
Interesting how that works, right? Well, I mean, we've seen that before.
I don't.
The hot tub is really hot, isn't it?
Does
nice
seem,
and it's very comfy.
It's
a lot
like
of people are in
boiling.
it. Very bubbly, very comfortable and warm.
Yeah.
I mean, let's hope it doesn't stay this way. I'd really like to see some of the things that we thought these, as you would say, these cats are going to do.
Yeah. I mean,
really disappointing. Very, very disappointing.
Because it just, that doesn't seem possible. There was so much, especially with the Butler, Pennsylvania attempt.
Oh my God.
I mean, come on.
It's just, right? There's so much there that is sus, as the kids would say.
Yeah. There's there.
Yeah. And it's kind of like Pam Bondi, kind of disappointed in her. You know?
Yeah.
There's just a lot of disappointment. I need people to make me less disappointed.
Yeah, I'm ready for some explosive there's.
Yeah.
So, but it's not sounding like we're going to get them. What we are going to get is more baby videos. And so there's somebody put together one of Trump and Elon. Remember when they were in that interview? And I think it was with Brett Baer, and he was asking him, you know, people are trying to break you apart. They're trying to put like a rift between you. And it's during that part of the interview that somebody babified. And here's what it ended up looking like.
Elon called me. He said, you know, they're trying to drive us apart. I said, absolutely.
They
said, we have breaking news. Donald Trump has ceded control of the presidency to Elon Musk.
Look at Elon's
President
face.
Musk will be attending a cabinet meeting tonight at 8 o'clock. And I say, it's just so obvious. They're so bad at it. I used to think they were good at it. They're actually bad at it because
Elon's face and the smiliness. I cannot.
I think that's why this is my favorite one of Trump, because he is so smiley.
So smiley, so incredibly smiley. Great. I know. I cannot get enough of these videos, you guys. I can't
either. They're everything.
I know. They're
great. Everything. And then there was the one that somebody made of the moment where Trump is telling Zelensky, you don't have the cards. You don't have the cards to play.
None.
Okay. You don't have them. Here is that one.
if they were good at it, I'd never be president.
You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards.
But without us, you don't have any cars.
He's not as smiley there, but I still love him.
Oh my God.
So great. Oh my God. Keep them coming. I love all of these.
I can't. I just cannot. I cannot get enough. Cannot get enough. Also, just to pause here really quickly, because there has been some weather and a lot of people have been impacted by it. I want to tell you quickly that on our drive here, we were really, really lucky, you guys, because we left on Friday night from South Carolina and we had planned to go just north of Knoxville. That's where we were going to stop halfway. And at about 12:45 a.m. on Friday night, we were heading into Corbin, Kentucky. And and we were 10 minutes away, 10, 15 minutes away from our hotel. And all of a sudden the skies lit up. It started pouring down sheets of rain, to where you got to really slow down. But it was like, I'm talking, the skies were lit up and the storms were so awful. I was terrified the entire time. The last 10 minutes of that trip were absolutely terrifying. We get to the hotel, wake up in the morning, and we're driving, on our way to Indy. With like 5 minutes from the hotel, entire neighborhoods were gone, leveled by a tornado that we apparently drove through. And so we had no idea until we woke up in the morning and saw the destruction. And then we read that tornado, that whole system had moved 500 miles. Like it had wreaked havoc across the entire middle of the country. And so I'm positive that there are people in our audience that either were impacted or know people that were impacted. It's impossible not to have a story at this point. Like I could not believe some of the videos and the images that were going around. So, and I know more is coming. And so I just wanted to, put out a message to everybody to hunker down and stay safe. Do not do what we did, which was to drive through it. That's freaking crazy. But we had no idea that it was an actual tornado that we were getting in the middle of.
Speaking of tornadoes, like last year at this time in Temple, Texas was leveled. Last year by a tornado. We live like 20 minutes away from Temple, Texas. It's where my daughter basically attends school, is in that area. And I was just driving through this past weekend and it took them a year. They're still doing it. It's taken them a year to just rebuild it. I mean, it takes so many of the homes and like the shops, the stores, the retail places and everything that we once enjoyed like 2 years ago. I mean, like it's just now getting rebuilt. Mm-hmm. Tornadoes freak me out. They completely freak me out. I mean, it takes forever to get stuff rebuilt. People just think, they can rebuild. We still have friends that we know that are, just friends of ours that their daughter is on the swim team and goes to school with Gwen, and they're still rebuilding their house. They're still in the process of, their house is, they had damage and they're still rebuilding their house. So they're terrible.
Well, they're awful
scary.
Because they are so destructive in such an instant. You know what I mean? The amount of damage they do instantaneously is just, you just forget like the sheer power of these monsters. And I've never seen that up close the way that we saw it on just turning onto the highway and we were just seeing, I could not believe it because it's this beautiful sunny morning. You know what I mean?
Right.
And to think that just hours before that, it was pure mayhem.
It's crazy because when it happened last year, my daughter and I drove, we all hunkered down in her school, it was in the locker room. Mm-hmm. And we just thought, oh, it's rain. Kind of like what you're doing. You're driving through and you're like, it's just rain. And then when we come to find out it was a tornado. You see literally 5 minutes after it happened, you see the destruction. Cars are flipped over. I mean, literally cars in a parking lot. You see like 5 cars, 3 of them are completely flipped over. And you're like, how does that even happen?
Yeah.
And stuff it's just, it makes you go, God, it's destructive. I think Mother Nature is destructive.
And I think it was in Missouri, if I'm not mistaken, but there was videos going around that were showing some cars who were in the path of the tornado you never quite, you sometimes will hear advice on what you're supposed to do in that situation. And then it's the wrong advice. Yeah. And these cars got under an overpass thinking, okay, well, at least we're shielded from the rain. That's like the worst place you can be because it creates this whole like whirlwind vacuum thing. Well, the problem too with that is that they blocked traffic from going any further. And essentially all these people became trapped. They had nowhere to go. And so a lot of people were like, those few cars that were under the overpass should be like, those drivers should be found and thrown in jail. But honestly, if they were like me, and Ron, we wouldn't have known that there was a tornado. We just thought we'd want to just stop for the rain because you
can't see. Right.
And so I don't know that you can like really get mad at those people. You know what I mean?
No. But it does. David Byrd made a great point. It makes you realize how incredibly small you are.
Oh my gosh, right?
You know, it's like when you and I, even like you and I went to the ocean that day. Remember when I went to visit? You have to. We all are reminded in many situations of how incredibly small we are.
Yes.
And that's one of those times, right?
Absolutely. You guys, I think the stock market is starting to recover quite nicely from Liberation Day and the initial shock of the tariffs. And now is a great time to be invested in the stock market, but it's also a great time to be invested in gold and silver and precious metals. Look at, she's got her silver eagle coin. This is an amazing thing that you can get right now. You can also get the guidebook, which talks about how to appropriately invest in precious metals, what coins are collectors, what to stay away from, how not to get scammed. First Fidelity Reserve has such great information in addition to being able to get gold and silver American Eagles right now at dealer cost. All you have to do to get your hands on those and the 38 page precious metals guide is just call 1-800-336-1630, 800-336-1630. Make sure to tell them that you heard about them from the chicks on the right, please. All right, moving on. We need to talk about Scott.
Of course we do.
Jennings. Because as we mentioned on our Friday morning show, he was on with Bill Maher on Friday night. And so we have some clips of his performance, which was, of course, completely stellar in every way. And, you know, he was with I don't even remember who the other guest was. I don't remember his name. He was like some contentious Democrat. So he, you know, Scott was up against Bill Maher and this other clown. And so he held his own really, really well. In this first clip, you're going to hear him talking about Biden basically being, and this was, of course, before the prostate cancer diagnosis and all that stuff, but this is him talking about how absolutely asleep Biden was and how in command of his job President Trump is by comparison.
If we're getting hostages out of Gaza, that's a good thing. I don't think Trump cares that much about the Palestinians, but there are lots of possible very good outcomes here. And I was amazed by reading some of these quotes from Biden State Department people who are like, man, I wish we could have done this stuff.
I mean, yeah, they're saying that because they wish their own president had been awake long enough to do anything like this. I mean, this is the problem. People respond to leadership. People respond to leadership. The president is functional and capable of going to another country and saying, I represent the United States. Let's wheel and deal here. And on cut.
As the president.
I think he was a total dick to him.
Bill Maher.
I think Bill Maher was just awful to him. He was very combative. He just was smug. It's like Scott came into a Viper's net. Like he just, I don't know. I don't know if it's because Bill Maher he thinks this guy is a rising star and I got to come after him with guns blazing because he did.
I'm sorry, you guys, housekeeping is trying to get in. Can you come back later, please? Thank you. I was afraid that was going to happen.
You were right. Before we
I know.
got on,
I was
she was
because you guys, there's no do not disturb sign, and I was like, there's a possibility.
Oh my
that
God,
they might not during the show,
and it's only like 8:49. They're so early coming in.
Yeah, it's pretty early.
Anyways, but I thought he was awful. He was awful to Scott Jennings. He was very combative. He was sort of he was very smug and almost like defensive on his own show. He just did not like him. You could tell he doesn't like him. I think he feels threatened by Scott Jennings.
Well, he should. And the thing is that Scott every single night on CNN has to deal with the worst of the worst.
Right.
So Bill Maher's nothing. I mean, compared to some of the other psychos he's got to contend with.
That guy sitting next to him is definitely nothing.
Right. So yeah, and in this clip they talk about Trump and dealing with all these court battles, and in particular, you know, whether or not Trump plans to honor the word of the Supreme Court. And so here's a little bit on that.
The president is, pushing back against the courts. expanding executive power, and the courts are pushing back on him. I mean, 78, I think 80% of Republicans in the same poll agree that the Supreme Court is the final word. But again, like, we'll see what happens. This is a procedural decision.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a good thing that most people believe that, because Donald Trump also believes that. He's repeatedly said that they'll abide by what the Supreme Court decisions are, but that's not going to stop them from pulling all the most creative levers they can think of to repel what I think they rightfully believe has been an invasion. It's not just these gangs, it's illegal immigration in general, and the last administration allowed it to happen. They got elected largely on a mandate to correct it, so they're trying creative things. Maybe they're stretching the boundaries of what a 1798 law was intended for, but most Americans know it was a crisis. Most Americans know the previous administration caused it, and most people voted for Donald Trump largely because they thought he would do what was necessary to fix it. Now, if the court doesn't agree with him, I'm sure they'll go back to the drawing board on it, but I think he's got a lot of political leash to pull as many levers as he can.
I mean,
Yeah, he does. And the whole stretching and you know, manipulating and maneuvering of this, the previous administration did that. They did that with the laws that we have in place. They were flying people in here.
Yeah.
So I get so sick of like the whole, you know, we're somehow manipulating laws, but they were awesome.
Right. And they respect the laws. Okay.
It's like, I don't remember them giving half of a crap about our laws when they were in power. They just didn't, which is why we're in the position that we're in right now.
Right.
Good Lord.
Well, and they continue that discussion on lawyers and illegals right here.
Was asked, do you have a duty to uphold the Constitution? And his answer was, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. Cool. Wait. I'm just asking.
In the same breath, he said, on this case, we have the best lawyers, and we're going to abide by what the Supreme Court said. I mean, that was what his full statement was. Look, these people, these gang members, are not coming here to be productive Americans. They are coming here to rape, pillage, murder, steal, and wreak havoc on communities.
Right.
The president was elected to fix it. I believe him when he says he's going to abide by Supreme Court decisions, but I don't think most people begrudge him creative ideas when it comes to getting them out when they've been allowed to stay here for so long.
Yep.
Dude in the gray coat is just insufferable.
Oh, I mean, yeah, they absolutely, him and Bill Maher together, awful.
They were just ganging up on him. And it's like, okay, Bill, do you want the illegals here? You take them again. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. And I think he was just arguing with him for the sake of arguing. This is what Democrats do, especially on this issue. I don't understand why they want to die on this hill. I will never understand it.
I know. It makes no sense, especially when it comes to that horrible Abrego Garcia guy, the Maryland man, who they also discussed.
Like, the invasion is being stopped, but Trump is still saying we need the courts to push back the invasion.
But it's the people who already are here. Take the Abrego Garcia character that we sent back to El Salvador. He has been in the country, or was in the country, for 14 years. He came in 2011, and it's 2025. And there's plenty of evidence that he was a pretty bad dude. And most people are looking at this saying, how did he come in and stay here for this long? Why shouldn't we be trying to pull levers to get people like that out of the country?
So your view is that bad dudes could be sent to a foreign prison? That can't be.
In the country where they are a resident or a citizen? Sure.
I love that answer. I love it.
Exactly. He's not an American citizen. So why are
we sent him to his home country.
Right. Hello? Why is this even a conversation? Also, that guy's shirt is too small. It's too small.
I don't know who it is. Somebody else, I have no idea. And I could not have been bothered.
Am I the only one? The white shirt under that coat is uncomfortably small for me.
Well, Bill's trying to get an answer too from Scott Jennings about whether he's going to run for the Senate, because of course this is the current rumor. And he was asking almost in an accusing way, well, you know, you talk about people living in a bubble in DC, but are you based in DC? And Scott happily set him straight on that.
Department of Homeland Security was somewhere. I mean, you know, Washington, there's a concentration of people there who only talk to each other. They live in this little bubble. And I think the longer you're in it, the less you have in common with regular Americans. You put some of those government workers out in the middle of the country, they might have a little bit better understanding of how people are feeling about how their government's operating.
Do you work out of Washington?
No, I live in Kentucky.
But you contribute to CNN out of Kentucky?
Yep, I get up on Mondays, I fly to New York, I do shows there. I come down on the train, and then I go home to Kentucky at the end of the week, and my house is just outside of Louisville.
Sounds like you're running. All right, thank you. All right.
God, he's such a jerk. He was the whole time he was combative. It's like he was just swinging his little tiny unit around. You know what I mean? This is the thing is with dudes like this, it's like he is threatened by somebody like him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like he didn't want to have an equal playing field with him. It was really weird, the dynamic. He went in swinging because I don't know, he just doesn't like him.
Well, and he should have been absolutely prepared for how prepared Scott Jennings would be for that.
Right.
Because Scott deals with this every single night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he gets beat up.
Yeah, he gets beat up, but he doesn't. Like, he doesn't allow himself to get beat up.
Right.
He is the master at this, and Bill Maher is no match for him.
Yeah, because look at his smile. Look at his smile there, right there.
There was a moment where Bill had like a very inartfully worded segue into a topic, and Scott Jennings' answer to it was hilarious. Watch.
Thank you, people. All right. Speaking of college kids, you both have been thinking a lot about young boys. No, wait. That came out wrong. That came out.
I think you may have me mixed up with a Lincoln Project.
No. I'm sorry. I'm trying to.
That was so great. Yes. Whatever.
I think you had me mixed up with the Lincoln Project. It's perfect. So freaking
We're talking
perfect.
to you, pervs.
Oh, that was glorious.
That was great. Uh-huh.
We also need to show you, this is not something that I ever expected that we would be having on our show, and that is an interview between an Israeli member of the Knesset interviewed by a Norwegian journalist. And you're probably like, why do we need to see that? Well, I just thought it was interesting because apparently journalists in Norwegian journalists also are just as biased and just as bad at their jobs as American journalists. And this Israeli Knesset minister was not having it, and it was glorious. Check this out. The names are Boaz Bismuth, and this is the Norwegian television channel.
The main point, genocide. Is Israel committing genocide on the Palestinians?
Are you serious by asking this question? Are you serious? Do you consider yourself a serious journalist by asking me such a question? I'll tell you why. When UNRWA was created, how many Palestinians did you have?
You tell me.
No, I'm asking you. How many?
I don't have that number.
100,000, 200,000? How many Palestinians do you have today? Speak about millions, of course. Never, ever have I seen in history a nation suffering genocide and growing so much.
Right.
To this ridiculous question. No, Israel is a moral country. Israel respects international law. Israel respects humanitarian law, and Israel has the right to defend itself.
You're damn straight.
Boom. God, that was beautiful.
God. And he knew nothing. I don't know. You tell me. I'm a journalist. Thumb up my ass.
I'm just going to say the genocide thing because that's the talking point. I'm just going to go with it.
This is what I see other people doing. I'm a journalist. Okay. My God.
I don't know who this little moment that you're about to see shared between Macron and another dude. I don't know who the other dude is.
They're making out, aren't they?
They're not making out, but what they are doing is so inexplicably intimate and weird, and I don't know what to make of it. And
Why
you guys,
are you gay? Why are
you guys, what is even happening here?
Why is he like? Why is he the way that he is?
What is happening?
Pull my finger. Pull my finger.
Why are they doing that?
I don't know. He is one of the oddest dudes. So odd in every way.
I've never seen anything like that.
What, your husband doesn't do that with other men?
Just like linger with a finger?
Right.
No.
There's
no
linger.
finger lingering.
It's a finger linger. Hashtag finger linger. It's now? Really? You doesn't do that? Ron doesn't do that? So weird.
Not that I've seen anyway. So anyway, that was super weird. I don't know who that was with, but I don't ever want to see that again. And then also, I think we've played a clip of this guy. Once again, I don't care what his name is. Doesn't matter. He's a guy that is running for mayor of New York City. And he's a Muslim guy. And he apparently, I did not know this about him until the clip that you're about to see. He's a big fat faker. You know how Jasmine Crockett like puts on, like she does the whole, it's like coded. What's it? When they change up the accent,
the codifying language or whatever. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. She's basically, she's lying. She's acting. She's
code
in
switching.
theater.
It's code switching.
But she's basically like playing a part is what she's doing.
Yeah. Well, she has lessons to learn from this guy who apparently code switches to high heaven. Like I've never seen anything like what you're about to see. This isn't a disqualifier. Like if you're in New York City and you see this interview, you cannot vote for this idiot. Like this guy is lying about who he is as
Miriam,
a person.
Do you even know who New York is? I mean, really, let's get real.
This is like beyond, you guys watch.
Because I think that New Yorkers, more than they hate a politician they disagree with, they hate a politician they can't trust.
On the subject of trust, you've adopted different speaking accents in different scenarios.
But they go to their local bodega.
Is there one that's real and one that's affected?
What I would say is, as any immigrant knows, having been born in Kampala, Uganda, and then raised in South Africa and moving here when I'm 7 years old, is there are different parts of my life.
A worldwide tour is a worldwide tour is a worldwide tour.
Mamdani was talking about a worldwide press tour back when he was a rapper.
Bring the flavor to the fish, bring the flavor to the rice.
In a Disney movie directed by his mother.
Nepotism and hard work goes a long way. Here in New York City, this is how I speak, this is how I am.
Do you believe in the First Amendment, Tom Homan?
Wow. He had like every accent, like all of them.
He's everybody. He was like,
Oh my
okay,
God.
thank you, come again. Come again.
He did. There was an Indian one.
I think he was Indian. He was. What is going on? Wow.
That was amazing.
And he worked at Disney. Well, the Disney part is what would make me go, no, you're done. Not good for you.
That guy,
Yep.
like
he had me at Disney. What a piece
vote
of work
for
that guy
him.
is.
You,
He's a
people cannot.
shapeshifter. He
Yeah,
is a complete
totally.
shapeshifter.
That goes beyond code switching. That's just, you're trying to be a zillion different people to everybody. You know what I mean? Like you have no authenticity whatsoever.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
I've not seen anything like that ever. Okay, we have to play you a clip from Tim Pool and this guy by the name of, I think it's Eric Conover, Gary Conover, I don't know, some absolute clown who Tim Pool was getting so aggravated with over the whole, of course, debunked hoax of a story about the fine people on both sides. I cannot believe that we're still talking about this 10 years later and that not every American by now should know that that is not the story that it initially was made out to be. Everyone should know that by now. But the number of liberals who don't know it is insane. This Conover cat is one of those people, and Tim Pool lays into him. It is beautiful.
Donald Trump dumped food into a fish pond after Shinzo Abe did. Why are you trying to make that a negative story?
I don't even know what that
it was
we're
like
talking about there.
it's all of these hoaxes. The very fine people hoax.
I mean, I remember the line. Yeah,
Trump never called Nazis fine people.
He said there were very fine people on both sides,
except the neo-Nazis and white nationalists who should be condemned totally.
He said that.
Holy shit!
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Brother, it is.
I don't live in your bubble, man. I don't.
You don't live in the fucking news, dude. Come the fuck on. You don't read the fucking news. This is what fucking blows my mind.
No, I just don't have I don't have your
No,
obsessions.
Trump did not call neo-Nazis and white supremacists very fine people. Bro, it's been almost 10 years and you still think he did. That's what's fucked
I
up.
didn't say I think he did. I just don't know what you're talking about because I don't listen to your shit.
It's not about listening to my shit, bro. It's reading the news. It's fact checking. Bro, I got Snopes for you. They're not a conservative publication. Even Snopes was like, guys, stop saying this.
I don't know why you're shouting at me. I was just asking you to explain.
Because the issue we have, and I apologize, because I'm not trying to shout at you, I'm shouting in exasperation, that we've had two liberals on in the past 2 weeks who didn't know this. And I'm just like, for the love of all is holy, all I do all day is I read probably 500 news articles every single day from CNN, the New York Times, MSNBC, and all their aggregates. And then liberals come on and they believe things that were debunked 8 years ago.
I didn't say I believed it. I was just asking what you were talking about.
You didn't know this.
Yeah, I don't know everything that you know.
But this is what Biden launched his campaign on. Biden made a public announcement to launch his presidency in 2020 off of this lie. And you didn't know that. 5 years later.
I don't know why you're getting on me about this, but
it's again, I apologize. I'm not trying to get on you. It's the exasperation largely with liberals.
Yeah, you should just get on him. Mainly because he's trying to look like a bloated Christian Slater. but also because of this. He's just like, I'm not trying to get on you. Get on him. Get on him.
Wow.
And then everybody else who still uses this garbage. You guys know people that still use this garbage. You know you do. You know you do. There are liberal friends of yours, of family members that are like, he said that there are good people on both sides. No, he didn't. That's not what he said.
I can't believe that there are still people who have not bothered to do just that tiny little bit of due diligence before they spout off.
You know what it is? They don't want to.
Yeah.
They want to believe that he's a racist. They want so badly to believe that they hold on to it for dear life because they hate him so much. It's not true.
It is not true. You guys, there's a big hullabaloo around Starbucks's dress code. So apparently Starbucks corporate has tried to implement a new dress code. This took effect last week, and it requires, and I know you're going to find this shocking and horrible and incredibly cruel, but now baristas have to wear a black top of almost any sort and any shade of khaki, black, or blue denim jeans or bottoms. And Starbucks is also going to provide 2 free company branded t-shirts. They want to have a consistent experience from store to store. This is the goal.
This is great. They're even giving people shirts. So what? What is the big deal? This is great. A lot of companies do this. Remember when we worked at a company and we had to wear pantyhose? I mean, at least you don't have to wear pantyhose, for crying out loud. Back in the day,
would think that that all the baristas have been subject to the most horrific torture after this dress code was announced.
Ridiculous.
They are posting videos of themselves complaining. They all look exactly as you would expect them to look. And you've got to see a couple of these videos because they're incredible. Here's one that includes 2 different speakers. These people are out of their minds, you guys, out of their minds.
Thing that Starbucks loves to do is allow partners to be themselves.
What is that?
Or whatever that PR that they want to push. I don't understand how that's in good faith of letting us express ourselves. I don't understand how that's supposed to embody craft and culture and bring us back to that coffee house kind of vibe that Starbucks is asking for, because for some reason you all can't understand how to schedule more people in a zone. You can't understand that people are
weed them out, man.
And that you can't understand that it's not appropriate to tell someone that they are okay, that they should be doing the work of 4 people. That's disrespectful. I'm sorry. How often do I see you actually on the floor and actually helping instead of going against things that help us? When your partners are saying, I need you, I need help. Sorry, we're busy. I'm doing admin. Sorry.
This is not a legal action that Starbucks is taking.
It totally is.
The dress code is going to be, and then creating this so-called feedback session where the dress code is already created, and we're just expected to let off some steam and still accept it. Lying down. This isn't a feedback.
That any of these partners feel manipulated by all of you all who are also continuing to push this agenda on us. And that's all I really have for you.
Bandana Man is all of a sudden like a lawyer now. He's like, let me tell you what's legal and what's not. Really? Okay. All those people, weed them out. Have fun finding other jobs. And when you first showed that video, I thought that he had like a horn,
like a mohawk.
No,
I thought it was his hair.
No, I thought that he had like a horn, like he had that put on his head. Oh. people are freaks now, and they have stuff done. They have stuff done to like their body parts. And I thought he had a horn put on his head. And
was it like a party hat?
Yeah, it was a party hat. Because then I saw other people in the room with them. I'm like, oh, it wasn't just this weirdo. It's a lot of them. So it must be a party hat. Yeah, but that's just
can you guys hear the heavy machinery right outside my window?
A little bit now that you're pointing it out, but it's not
I just want to make, because it's really bad for me, and so I just want to make sure it doesn't come through too much.
What is going on at the Homewood Suites? What's happening?
I mean, I don't know what.
Don't they know we have a show? Come on.
So here's another one. Another person is mad about the dress code, and she seems to be wearing the exact right thing, except that it's the union shirt. Okay. So, but I mean, it's a black T-shirt. You're fine.
Jeans,
like, calm down.
I know,
but
right?
She's mad.
Kash Patel. I've been a barista at the Lincoln Highway Starbucks here for a little over 3 years. We're out on strike today because Starbucks is trying to implement a new dress code. No one ever asked for a new dress code. They just they updated a dress code recently, and it made it looser where we could wear colors and patterns. And now they're deciding that we can only wear black. It's very restrictive. Most of us had to buy new clothes, and we can't. We can't afford it. We barely make enough money to pay our bills. And also on top of that, they keep trying to make all these changes in union stores, and it's illegal. They're not allowed to make these changes without bargaining with us and voting on this. So it's just incredibly alarming.
It's alarming
that Starbucks is continuing to do illegal things to our union stores. And so we're out here. We're out here making sure that they know that we're still here, and then we're fighting for that contract.
We can't ignore you. I mean, we know that you're there. Nice face mask, by the way. I just, these kids, I say they're kids, they act like kids. Mm-hmm. They're just a bunch of brats. They don't live in the real world. Like, good luck being a barista the rest of your life, or not, if you can't follow a dress code. I mean, where else are you going to work?
And she's trying to say we're going to have to spend new money on clothes. Seriously? You don't have jeans, and you don't have black shirts.
And they're giving you 2 shirts. They're welcome.
Giving you 2 shirts.
They're giving you 2 shirts. You can wash them. You can wear one, wash one. Wear one, wash one. I mean, you should be thankful for that.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of complainers. People want to bitch and moan about something. It's like, they are theater kids, aren't they, Brian? They are
ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So for today's My Pillow Toks, we have a theme, and it was a complete accident, but the videos that somehow we have are themed, and they're inspirational. The theme is motivation.
Oh, I love
inspiration.
It's very Zig Ziglar.
Only not exactly.
Oh,
so
okay.
We're going to kick it off with a video that you sent. And this is specifically directed towards premenopausal and postmenopausal women, perimenopausal and postmenopausal women.
I don't remember.
And there's a new club that this woman has created called the We Don't Care Club.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
And so this should inspire you to feel less care about things. Here it is.
So I started this club called a We Do Not Care Club, and this is for anybody going through perimenopause and menopause. I posted a video asking who wanted to join, and when I tell you we got so many members in this club, but what I did was compile a list of all the stuff that we don't care about no more, okay? We don't care about bras no more because bras suffocate us. We don't need that no more.
No.
We don't care if we look pregnant and we're really not pregnant.
No.
We don't care about matching clothes and wearing PJs all day. Clothes is clothes. That's it. That's the standard. We don't care about being on time for nothing, baby. Be happy that I showed up.
That's right.
I don't even want to be here. We don't care about unpainted big toenails and wearing flip flops with them. Listen, that's a luxury to be able to paint your toenails. Toenails is toenails. Just I'm gonna wear my flip flops, and that's that. We don't care that people around us think we got shitty attitudes. That's not on us. That's on them. If you don't like my attitude, get out my face then. We don't care about watching TikTok instead of cleaning up. Don't nobody have time to clean up no way. I mean, really and truly, if people around us quit messing up, then maybe we would clean up. Exactly. But that's out. We don't care that we look like Adam Sandler and Wesley Snipes. That's it. If that's how I look, then that's how I look. God made me this way.
Adam Sandler.
We do not care that our hair not combed. Baby, hair is a luxury. We don't care about that no more.
That's
We don't
true.
care about having cellulite and short shorts. Listen, legs is legs. These is my legs. If I got cellulite, I just got cellulite. Shit,
These
it's the
are my
same
legs.
thing. We don't care that we've been wearing the same bra all week. A bra is a bra, okay? Be happy that I got one on.
That's true.
We don't care that our kids ain't passing. They pass their math test in 3 months. Listen, kids, go out there and figure out your life, because we still trying to figure out our life, okay? Do you. That's your business. And then lastly, we don't care about going in public because it's too peoply outside. It's too many people out there. It's too many people. It's too much noise. Okay.
Yes.
So comment down below and let's keep this going and let's keep sharing what we don't care about. Okay. And welcome to the club for all the new members.
That's
welcome.
right. I would like to be the social director of that club with no social
activities
whatsoever. I'd like to be nominated for that. I love her. Love her.
So great. And now for a bit of inspiration from a man who would like to talk about aging and how you may decide to do it. You know that Daisy and I have often said, don't F with your face. That is a choice we're making. And you may make a different choice. And that is what this fellow would like to address.
This is just a reminder that when you get old, you can either look old or you can look weird.
It's true.
You can't look young. You already did that, and that part's over. And I know that because I got old. So I just look like this now. But the good news is you can still be hot. You can be old and hot at the same time. My wife does it all the time. And I'm not saying that you can, and my wife's not, she's not old. She's just, she used to be younger than she is now. But so I'm not saying that you shouldn't do the Botoxes and the fillers and the hair systems for men and all that stuff. I'm just saying that when you're 60, people aren't going to look at you and think that you're 20. They'll probably look at you and think that you look like somebody who did a lot of different things to look like that. But they're going to know that you're old.
Yep.
But you'll be hot. They'll think that you're hot, but you're old.
That's true.
I hope this helps.
So it really did help.
It did. It helped a lot. I hope it helps a lot of people out there who are starting to look feline.
Also, we have some inspiration about addiction to sugar. And I know that's something that a lot of us face. This is a woman also who faced a sugar addiction, and she chose an interesting solution.
This is super interesting. So apparently your brain on sugar and your brain on cocaine are virtually the same. Like they do the same things to your brain. And this freaked me out because I eat so much sugar. So I stopped eating sugar and now I only eat a sugar substitute. It's called cocaine.
There you go. It's helpful. There you go.
So,
a little more expensive, I've heard.
Right.
But
I mean, if you're looking for a substitute,
it's cocaine, you guys.
Yeah.
It's cocaine.
This one is a really, really quick one, but I think it really sums up, if you're struggling in any way, these are the words of inspiration that you really need.
I don't know who needs to hear this right now, but if you are struggling, don't.
That was like Tony Robbins is what that was.
Right. I needed that.
We kicked it up a notch.
I needed it. I really did
too. I needed a kick in the pants like that today. You guys.
Just
that
don't.
It's very Kamala is what that was. Just don't.
Just don't struggle. I mean, it's really simple, actually. And then also this is semi-unrelated, but also if you're looking for a way to look really, really good in photographs, there's a trick. There's a really, really easy trick. And apparently it's just the way that your mouth looks when you get done saying the word apple. That's the way that you should hold your face.
Apple.
God, there is like the most construction
right
outside my
window.
Was that
you? Wow. Okay.
So anyway, that is the trick. And here is a demonstration of it.
Okay.
So apparently when you say the word apple, the way that your mouth stops after the word is how you should pose in pictures. So I've put on the filter that it like...
What would happen to us? She's like,
So anyway, just try it. Just
Do
try
it. You
try
should
it
do
for
it.
your
Okay.
next
Do a
photo.
selfie. Take a selfie. Post it. Make it your Facebook profile picture. Do it. I double dog dare you. Abba.
I have a surprise. It is
Yay.
from Eric F. Eric F. created a baby video of us that is completely epic and has the best ending of any baby video that has ever been baby videoed. Are you ready?
I'm
for
ready.
this
I'm sitting.
jelly?
I'm sitting down. I'm ready for this jelly. Let's do it.
And just because it jumps right in, I'll just give you a little preamble. And that is to say, it is from a conversation that we had about your upcoming visit to Indy. So obviously this is several weeks ago, but I
Okay.
was talking about the alligators and how I hadn't seen
You
them.
mean not to Indy, but to South Carolina?
Yeah, I'm sorry, to South Carolina. So this
Okay.
was shortly before your trip. And I was telling you that I hadn't seen the gators in a while. So that's the piece of the conversation that is in this
Okay.
video. Here
All
it
right.
is.
Here we go.
I have not seen them in like a week and a half.
Yeah, they're just waiting for me.
I kind of want them to be out when you're here so you can see how nicely far away they are. You know what I mean?
They're going to come up on your lawn when I'm there. I just know it. To greet me.
I haven't seen them in a while and I prefer seeing them. So anyway.
Hello, beautiful people.
That is so great. Your little pigtails. I cannot. Did you see I had a little dog. Did you see the little dog?
Yeah, isn't that amazing? Wait, I got to rewind because you got
I
to
gotta
see the
see. And
dog.
my little glasses are so cute. Cup. Oh my God.
Isn't
That
it the
is
greatest?
just epic. Like the background, everything. That's so
Everything.
crazy. That is just the craziest thing.
Oh
Let
my
me see you
God.
again. Let me see you again.
Okay, hang on.
It's you. It's so her, right?
Oh my God, you know what? The people in our wedding photo don't look like us. I just
But
noticed that right now. And the picture of you and me, we totally look different.
We don't, but everything else up there is so similar. That's what's so crazy. Like you got your towel and everything. How crazy is that?
I know.
AI is nuts, you guys. I need that howdy
So
mug. I've
great.
got to get a howdy mug. I have to.
Oh my God. Also, I got to make sure my Venmo's because I saw some stuff coming in. I keep missing people on Venmo, and I just want to apologize to everybody who I've missed. I really, really feel bad about that. Okay, I've got that open. So we've got some thank yous from last week. First from Kelly Basoko, who said one of your community. Oh, dang it. Sorry. One of your community members commented in the chat that 86 is an old mafia term meaning to off someone, 8 being the length of the grave and 6 being the depth. I thought it was interesting and wanted to share it, so take my money for it. Happy weekend eve, y'all.
That is very interesting. Yeah.
Mhm. Let's see. Marilyn Ayre said, good morning, beautiful chicks. Back in the day when I was a cheerleader and we thought a penalty or a foul was a bad call, we would cheer 86 it. Take my money.
Mhm. Everybody knows what it means.
I mean, right? Like, I feel like,
Yeah.
yeah. Colleen W. Said, why do the British say Tuesday? Reminded me that I was 36 years old this January when I realized that my mother says breakfast instead of breakfast. We've lived all over the US, but apparently this is a thing that stuck with her from a Pennsylvania upbringing.
That's so funny. It's like my Meemaw always used to say wash instead of wash.
Yeah.
That's such an Indiana thing. Yeah.
She said, where the F does the extra R come from? Love and hugs, please, for my mother, Teresa. Take my money. And then today from Wanda. Wanda says, good morning, chicks. So happy that you're having a chance to reconnect at Indy. Mock, Daisy, stay safe from the storms today. Prayers for both of you.
It's been kind of crazy here too. Like there's been rain and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's just been in the hundreds. So.
Well, here, it's going to be like the high is going to tomorrow. Today's going to be okay. But tomorrow, the high here is like 60 and rain and cold and awful. I brought Uggs to Indy. That's how ridiculous the weather is.
I can't believe it's good that you kept them.
Oh,
I got rid of so
totally.
much of that stuff when I moved here. I got rid of so much stuff.
Renee Nadeau says, today is my 70th birthday, and I start the celebration by watching the chicks. Love you guys. Take my money. Thank you very much for your attention to this matter.
Happy birthday.
Now you.
Okay, Kimberly Donaldson, PSA test is standard as part of regular screening.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I know. So I'm not buying what they're selling. I'm not.
Nope.
Team media and publishing, Epstein theory. Before prison, the powers that be, Clintons, etc., told him, if any of this ever gets out, you better kill yourself because what we'll do to you will be much, much worse. It's a solid theory. It really is. Layla's life. Has anyone actually seen Biden lately? If he is now coming out with cancer, it makes sense why he was photoshopped into the Easter picture. I wonder if he is already on hospice.
No, he was on The View last week. He was literally on The View last week with Jill.
That's right. West Point daughter, please pray for us in Missouri. We're under the gun again today, and I'm super freaked out. Yes, all the prayers to Missouri. All the prayers. Sid's tips. I fixed the intro to 20 seconds and sent it to you so Bernie won't get upset.
Thank you, Sid. I will replace
Sid.
it.
Thank you. Elizabeth Boyer, please wish a very happy 68th anniversary to my parents, Bill and Maxine Boyer. I love you so very much, Mom and Dad. Have a great day. Happy anniversary to the Boyers. Aaron Krieger, as the COTR resident lesbian, I just need everyone to know that literally 10,000 jokes about finger lingering come to mind, and I didn't comment any of them. Take my gay money, Aaron. My God. BTK. Truth is a bubble that Dems never enter or believe. Very true. Alexandra, dress codes exist for a reason. I'm not shopping at your store and or going to take you seriously if you're dressed inappropriately at your job. It's common sense and called respect. A lot of people don't have that lately.
Nope.
They don't. It's all about them, right? Is it Inger J. Denny? Is that right?
I guess.
I started watching your Daily Show regularly a couple weeks ago. Love you, chicks. Thank you. I'd love for Tim Pool to be at the table with Scott Jennings when dealing with the CNN crazy people. That would be awesome, right? Shelly Ethington. Maybe they should talk to Marco Rubio about doing the job of more than one person. Sorry for their hard life. Don't want to conform. Go open your own business and let everyone do their own thing. That's not going to happen, Shelly, because that would mean that they'd have to actually work, more than like a 4-hour shift. Kelly J, as a coal miner's daughter, I find a Starbucks strike highly offensive and actually quite
It is. It's just ridiculous. There is one more from locals, and that is from Roth Lady Wright. I'm going to have to get my glasses because I don't have my normal equipment, you guys. She said, Biden's cancer is bad. My stepfather suffered from this exact cancer. He was in so much pain constantly and really miserable. The person I am most disgusted with is Jill Biden.
Yep.
For a woman
Shame
to
on
allow
her.
her husband to go through everything he's gone through in front of millions of people is just sick. His family did this to him. It took years for my stepfather's cancer to get where it got. It's disgusting.
Yeah, they're the whole family, power and money hungry. They are. Nobody loves him in that family.
Yeah,
nobody loves him. Yeah, what a terrible, terrible thing. What a legacy that is, right? To know that you become president, but nobody in your family loves you. That sucks. Okay, I've got 2 gifts.
Let's bring it in first.
We'll bring it in
just in case.
Just in case you don't want to stick around. Oh God, I have a good one. Sorry, I had to stretch. Okay, you guys. First one is from Shelly Bolton. Shelly, this is so sweet. It's for my sweet, sweet Astrid who passed away a couple months ago. Look at that. Isn't that the sweetest? I just love that so much. Thank you so very much, Shelly. I appreciate that. I really, really do. I miss her. I do. I miss her. And a bunch of stuff has been coming up on my memories. It's weird how that happens.
Yeah.
I just stuff comes up. Her and Kash. I miss them both. And then Gay Obruslinski. I think I pronounced your name correctly. You sent me this great t-shirt. I love this. Here's the front. You see that? There's the front and the back. I freaking love the back.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love it so much.
It says things. It says all kinds of things on the back.
It does. It does say all sorts of things. It says, I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home, and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame. That's what it says.
Love it.
And then the front says, living in a new world with an old soul. I love it so much. And then this is my little Trump 47 shot glass, and it has an actual bullet in it.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
Isn't that the coolest? I love it. Gay, thank you so much. And sweet, sweet note from you. Really, really appreciate it. I just appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And we love you guys. Hope you have a wonderful Monday, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.